Old German meaning peace. Sandy, short for Sandra, which is short for Alexandra. Greek meaning defender of mankind. Tracy, Greek meaning harvest. John, Hebrew meaning God is gracious. Libby, shortened form of Elizabeth. Hebrew meaning pledged to God. Does your name meaning reflect who you are? Alexander David Gillen, defending men, beloved, to sacrifice, repay, or reward. Not really. I don't do a lot of defending. Why am I talking about names? Well, some very exciting news me and my wife got 3 months ago is we are expecting our first child.
Aww.
Thank you. Due date is Valentine's Day, so we'll never have a Valentine's Day ever again. So we are doing what every young couple does when they're expecting a kid, is we like to argue and tell each other why their name choices are stupid or dumb, and that's going to be a regret future on. So there are 3 things to consider when naming a baby or a child. I'm going to go over those 3 things. The first one are weird or odd names to avoid. Masculine, feminine, or gender-neutral names, or family names. So, some weird and odd names, which is really what brought me to come up here, just so I can read these names, because they are kind of ridiculous. These are real names of people walking around. Anna Banana Batista. Benson and Hedges for twins, which if you don't know what that is, it's a British brand of cigarettes. Ford Mustang. Chaos. Laxative Thomas. Chardonnay Hooker. Number 16 Bus Shelter. Spiral Cicada. Violence. And if you know the actor Jason Lee, he named his son Pilot Inspector Lee. On top of weird and odd names, there are also some banned first names around the world. Let me share. China has banned the first name at, and it's not the spelled at, it's the symbol for your email address. Anus in Denmark is banned, you can't do that. Chow Tao, Malaysia. De Malta, meaning Dalmatian, in Italy. Monkey in Denmark. Stompy in Germany. And specifically, Denmark has an approved list they give every expectant couple that they can pick their first name from. And if you pick a name off that is not on that list, you can be fined and even jailed.
Oh.
So what could happen if you name your kid a weird or ridiculous name? 1, ridicule. Obviously, I'm gonna guess the kid names Laxative Thomas is gonna get made fun of several times. Chardonnay Hooker, I can't imagine a 7-year-old girl saying, "Hi, I'm Chardonnay Hooker." I'm an adult and I feel like I want to make fun of that kid. You know, ridicule itself, even in last names, like my last name is Gillen, and growing up, I couldn't tell you how many times I got called Gilligan from Gilligan. Anything can be ridiculed, but if you really teed up by naming your kid Anna Banana Batista. Also, with weird and odd names, your kid will have to spell their name out several thousand times in their lifetime. I don't have any personal examples of first names, but my wife's maiden name is Valstecki, and I've never heard anyone get it on first try or even spell it remarkably close. Also, it can negatively impact them when they're adults, when they're looking for careers. Obviously, I don't think there's any Ford Mustangs working at NV Energy. Also, I mean, the main thing is, what are you going to be thought about when you name your kid Chaos? People are going to think you're, 1, stupid, or you despised having a kid, so you started early to get ahead up on the game of taking them up. So that's really silly or dumb names to avoid naming a kid. The next is, are you choosing to do masculine or feminine, and what are some of the ramifications by choosing a name that's masculine or feminine? Plenty of studies have been conducted suggesting a baby's name has great impact on their future. In 1990, researchers found that when college students turned in identical essays, the students that had more masculine names scored higher on identical essays, as well as boys given names traditionally given to girls are more likely to misbehave and act more masculine to get it out there. Names like Leslie or Sean was another one. They feel insecure, so they're going to misbehave to show people, I am a man. My name is Leslie, but don't worry, I'm a boy. And girls with more feminine names chose more classwork in humanities, where girls with more masculine names chose more science and math classes. So if you enjoy math and science, you should definitely give them a more feminine name. And really, one of the biggest impacts in Think Study when it comes to naming is giving girls traditionally feminine names and how it affects them in the workplace. A big trend today is using unisex names for either a boy or a girl, because when they're applying for jobs and people look, unfortunately, they're less likely to call for an interview if it's a really feminine name. Like, I can't think of any off the top of my head right now, but they're there. And another thing to worry about in terms of masculine and feminine names is you might pick a masculine name, but if you have a weird spelling for it, it turns it feminine and can also negatively impact it. For example, the name Charlie, pretty masculine boy name, but if you spell it Charleigh, you turn it into a silly spelling, and once again, you're going to get ridiculed for it. You and one of my biggest fears. And one of my favorite excerpts about names is from the book Freakonomics, where they did this whole chapter on names. And one of the best things that I read was they found in hospitals in Detroit, they had several babies named Unique, except that they found over 100 different spellings of the name Unique. My favorite was U-N-I-C-K. So some truly gender-neutral names are Corey, Rowan, Quinn, and Casey. And then the last thing to consider is, are you going to give a family name? You are committing to using a family name for every one of your kids, or resentment may happen. I have 3 brothers. The 3 of my brothers all have family names. I do not. I do not resent it, not even a little. You probably should like your family before naming your child after a family member. Also, you could do commonalities like the same initials, or just using one name and not the full name. And then you also risk having repetitive or boring names. Like my brother's middle name is Eugene, and that is really not a common name anymore, and I think he doesn't like it very much. So, in conclusion, you really want to avoid weird and odd names. You may want to consider a gender-neutral name if you are worried about their future. And if you really like your family, you could continue with a family name. And if you are wondering, right now, the top contenders for a boy is Anderson, and for a girl is Flora. Thank you.